is to give you some tips and alternate ideas for the April 2024 Delicate Wings Paper Pumpkin Kit. What a gorgeous kit. I have just had a great time with this kit. It's actually very easy if you make the cards as designed. It goes together pretty quickly. I'll give you a couple of tips and then I'll show you a whole bunch of alternate ideas that I played with. So let's talk about what came in the kit. So you got the ingredients for 9 cards, and then you got a stamp set and a die and the adhesives, and I've used most of those. I love these covers that they're providing us with these kits now. So this is what the stamp set looked like in case you didn't get it. And they're providing these little covers now, and I just slipped these in a little cello envelope, and really easy to store that way. And then this month was a basic gray ink spot, and same tip I give every month. I like to just cut mine right in the front so that the front, the other front, so that the label is still attached and my lid doesn't fall off. And these need to be stored upside down so the ink comes to the top and it's nice and fresh and easy to use. And then I wanted to point one thing out about this butterfly stamp. I don't know if you realize this or not, but it is reversible. So if you put it on the kind of flat side that doesn't have the design basically on it, I'm going to show you a little trick. We can do a little 2-step stamping. And I'm going to use Lost Lagoon, but you could easily use the basic gray too. So we're on the flat side that you normally stick to your block. And I'm just going to ink it up, and then I'm going to stamp it off once, and then I'm going to go right onto my paper. And then you've got this just solid image. And then we're going to take the stamp off. Actually, I'm going to clean up first so I don't get ink all over my fingers. So I'm going to clean it so there's no ink on it. Pull it off and then turn it over. So that's the reversible part. Now we've got all those details. We're going to ink it up. We're not going to stamp off this time because that will make it just a little bit darker. And boom, we have a 2-step stamp. Isn't that pretty? It adds all the details in, and then you just got a little bit of a shadow behind it. So I want to make sure you knew that in case you didn't. And then the other thing is that this kit had an add-on for the quarter, and it goes really well with the kit. And I wanted to make sure that you knew the butterfly from the stamp set fits with the actual add-on. So I'm going to show you the add-on here in just a minute. Let me set these to the side, and then we'll get through the cards and talk about the add-on a little bit more here. Okay, so the cards as designed. I don't really have too many tips. This one's super easy. I am going to show you a way to use some of this champagne foil paper. How do you like this basic beige? This is a new color, and it will be available to order. It's in the neutral color line on May 1st, and I really like it. When it first came in, I got my package because I'm a demonstrator. I get to order a little bit early. But when I got my package, I wasn't quite sure. But then when I saw it on the cards, I was like, oh, I really like it. It's soft. So anyway, that's kind of fun to have that in the kit. And then the envelopes are gorgeous. And then here's another one. And then here's the last one. So those are how the kit was designed. So let's talk a little bit about some alternates. Actually, before we talk about the alternates, I'm going to talk about the dies because I use them quite a bit. So this is the quarterly dies, and these are still available to order. They're $12. They are while supplies last, and you do have to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber to purchase one. And they're item 164397. And again, they're while supplies last. Now, this die set has 4 dies in it. You've got the butterfly, and you've got this cute little label for sentiments, and then you've got this thanks. I have already used this so many times. I used it in the video last month too, and I showed you how you run these through together and the butterfly becomes 3D. So I will show you now some samples that I made with this month. I love that Paper Pumpkin is doing these quarterly dies, and I can't wait to see the next one, which we'll see. It'll go with the July, August, and September, but we'll probably be able to order it in June. All right, so here is my first alternate. And you'll see that I use the thanks. And then I want to show you where I got the thanks from, if I can find it really quickly here. See. Oh, here it is. So I die cut it out of the champagne. So you've got this champagne that normally goes behind this card. And here's what I did. I just did a bunch of things underneath. You have room to get a couple little things, especially if you place them upside down. So this paper is gorgeous. And foil paper is kind of spendy, so it's nice if you can kind of utilize that. So I wanted to show you that's where I got the thanks from. And this goes somewhere. I'll show you that a little bit more. And so that's what I did on this one was I cut the bottom off because the words are already printed on there. I'm always here for you. I need thank you cards. I never seem to have enough, so I wanted to make a thank you card. So several of mine are thank you cards. So I just trimmed that off. And then now I have that scrap and I'm going to use it for something else. And then I glued the thanks on. And then this is, I did take the card and I trimmed it in half and then I cut it down to 4 by 5 1/4. And I mounted it on a basic beige cardstock. So you can stretch your kit by cutting these in half if you'd like. That's a great way. I mean, it's pretty to have the back decorated, but it's okay if it's not. So you can easily add a card base and double your kit with that. And then I know a lot of people cut up the envelopes and use those for layers. I do that sometimes, but honestly, I love the look of having a pretty decorated envelope. So I don't do that very often. Okay, here is another one. And I actually snuck a butterfly out of that champagne. And then this, you can see I actually took the die and laid it over the butterfly that's on that layer. So there's this butterfly right here. And I cut it out and I used it on something else. I put this as one of the big butterflies from one of the other cards. So there's another thank you, another alternate. These will all be on, if you're a member of one of my subscribers, these will all be on the Paper Pumpkin Facebook group page. Here's another one. So I'm just using up, when I start playing, then I end up with all these extra butterflies. There's that bottom that I cut off of the other layer that I mentioned earlier, and I just stuck it down here. And then this is another card base that I cut all the way down and just mounted it on some basic white. I'll have to get a different envelope. Well, I think it looks okay because this all ties together. And I wasn't really sure how the basic beige would look with white, but I actually really like it. Here's a real simple one. And again, that's on a basic white. And then I had lots of little butterflies left over. You'll have some leftovers with the labels, a couple of everything. So that's always kind of fun. Here's another one. Now this one, I stamped the butterfly and then I die cut it and I did the same. I didn't stamp this one, but I made another layer in Lost Lagoon just to give it a little more 3D. And then that's the label from the add-on. And then again, I cut that card base in half and it's mounted on that basic beige. Okay, and then here's another one. I just didn't, on this one, I trimmed it down and then I didn't put the words up here. So this is what it's supposed to look like. To be honest with you, I wasn't really that crazy about them being up here. I'd rather see that on the inside. Okay, now here's an idea for the negatives. So you're going to have a negative left over when you get finished punching out all these different butterflies and things. So what I did was I trimmed it off. You can see I got a little tape on here. I laid it in the middle of my card. It's on Basic Beige. And then I just used a blending brush and then just softly filled all that in. Then I lifted the mask off and I overstamped with the butterfly stamp. So I use this stamp quite a bit. And this is a 1-layer card, which is really difficult for me to do, but I am happy with this. I usually really like to have at least 1 layer. Here's another, just a little 3x5 on the Basic Beige. I guess I went a little crazy with the Basic Beige. I had lots of little butterflies left over. This is another -2. Your labels come in this, and I just trimmed it down and put it on a little 3x3 cards. And then I've got some butterflies, and then I still had butterflies left over, so I just started putting them on the inside of the cards because I didn't want to throw them away. They're too cute, and I didn't want to save them. I save everything, it seems like. Let me show you a couple of more little things here. So this card I haven't put together because I wanted to show you some things. So this was one of the card bases that I cut in half. And then I figured out I'm just going to use this on top of it, that I had a little bit of room here and I could get one of these butterflies out of that. So I'm actually going to put this together for you so you can see how you can kind of utilize your dies and stretch your cardstock. So that just covers that hole. No one's going to know about it. I did stamp directly on this layer with the butterfly and Lost Lagoon. And then I'm going to adhere this to a basic white cardstock. And then these are just butterflies that I stamped and die cut. This is that one, so that could go in there if I wanted it to. I actually feel like this needs to go on something else because, well, no, I'll put that on there. Sometimes you just start looking at things and you go, oh, maybe it would look better, but no, I think it's good. All right, I'm going to use a little piece of dimensional to pop these up a little bit. Love this 3D die. I just think that's so pretty. Okay, and then we're going to get this thanks on here. So I'll put a little bit of glue all over the words. You don't need much. The glue holds well. So a little dot here and there. And if you make a big dot, just pull, like I did there, just pull a little bit of it off with your tip. All right, now we're ready to adhere that. And I could actually put this butterfly in there too if I wanted to. I might play with that a little bit. We'll see. Or it could go on the inside too. All right, I'll play with that. It's always nice to stamp the corner of your envelope, coordinate with your card. Okay, I think that is all of the alternates I have. And I think I've used all my supplies. Got just a couple more things that I want to share with you. So the add-on kit is still available. And once again, it's $12. And it's item 164397. And it is available while supplies last only. And then next month's kit is called The Best There Is. And it is going to be a masculine card kit. So it's going to make 9 cards, 3 designs. It's got kind of a wood grain, earthy, masculine feel to it. The coordinating colors are Wild Wheat, Pool Party, Misty Moonlight, Early Espresso, Crumb Cake, Basic Beige. It will come with a Misty Moonlight spot. And if you would like to get that kit, be sure that you are subscribed by May 10th. Also, I wanted to let everyone know you should have an email if you're a current subscriber. In case you missed the email or you're not a current subscriber, Paper Pumpkin subscriptions for the monthly are going up 50 cents on 5/1. So when you get your May statement, it will be, instead of 24.50, it'll be 25. Also on May 1, the prepaids are going up as well, and it's just a few dollars. But I wanted to let you know that. So if you want to buy a prepaid before the end of the month, a 3-month, 6-month, or 12-month, you can save a little bit, save yourself a few dollars. So just let me know if you'd like to do that. And then currently the refill kits, and refill kits are available for the April kit. They sell for $11.50. They are going up to $12 in May. So if you'd like to get a refill kit, again, those are always while supplies last, and they are item 164395. Okay, if you're one of my Paper Pumpkin subscribers or one of my team members or one of my qualifying customers, then you should be getting, if you haven't already, a catalog from me. This is the new annual catalog that starts on May 1st. So if you haven't gotten your catalog by this weekend, please let me know and I'll look into it. I know many of you have gotten them. They've been coming in the mail, and then some of you will get them at the Fond Farewell class this week. You've got plenty of time to look at it before they go into effect. It's a little different catalog, so get very familiar with the index. That has become my best friend. And then just a reminder that the annual catalog ends April 30th. So last day to order from this catalog, as well as the current mini catalog, is April 30th. There are many items that are on sale in both of these catalogs. Lots of things are retiring, and some things are already sold out. But just a reminder, if there's anything you wanted in either of these catalogs, you want to order it sooner rather than later before it disappears. Okay, I think that's it. So thanks so much. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, and have a great time with your kids. And I'll talk to you next month. Take care.